Hey guys, Nadine here with Fitness and Fat Loss with Nadine. We are going to be going into Sobeys today here in Kincardine, so thanks to Sobeys for letting us go through. We are going to do a grocery store tour, so you're going to follow me around today and actually see as to what I would be buying when you're going to be eating clean. See you soon! Hey guys, welcome back. Nadine here. So we are here in Sobeys in Kincardine, and you're actually going to be following me around the grocery store here at Sobeys, and we are currently in the vegetables and fruit section. So the important thing to know about when you are out and purchasing your foods, you'll often hear people say, you know, go around the perimeter of the grocery store. Okay, so it's really important to know that when you're purchasing and planning your meals, obviously you're going to plan your meals before you get to the grocery store, okay? A good tip is to go grocery shopping right after you work out, because you're super keen about being healthy, and try to avoid going when you're super hungry. Okay, so I'm in the fruit and vegetable section, so you always want to make sure that prior to when you go grocery shopping you have a list. You're already planned, you know what you're going to be eating that week. So when I go grocery shopping, I get as many vegetables as I can, different colors, different kinds. Okay, so I already have my list, so I'm going to be grabbing a bunch of peppers. That's my go-to all the time. All right, then you always want to make sure, as we chatted about prior, is you want to make sure that you are having more vegetables than fruit when you're eating throughout the week. Okay, fruit does have a lot of natural sugars in it, but I do still like to have some fruit in my smoothies for if I'm having some smoothies in the morning. Okay, so you got your broccoli, you got your carrots. I like to usually cut up my own. So I'm going to grab a couple peppers here today. I'm going to grab some broccoli. I like to grab my own carrots, and I like to cut up my own. I always grab some mushrooms. I am the go-to for making some sweet stir fries, which I cut up all my vegetables for Monday to Wednesday. And then, Wednesday I'll cut up for the following week from Wednesday to, Sunday. Honestly, people, it takes 20 minutes max, 20 minutes to cut up your vegetables, and it takes so much stress out of your week if you already have it cut up. So then it's ready to eat raw. You can steam it, you can throw it in an omelet, you can throw it on the barbecue, whatever. And then, so I have my vegetables already cut up, and I can throw that on like a skillet or whatever, and then I can throw a protein in. So whatever protein that you want. And we're going to talk about protein, okay, when we get over to that section of the grocery store. So here I have, carrots, we got some broccoli, peppers. I'm going to grab some mushrooms here, and we're going to move over to some cucumbers, as well as we'll head over to the fruit. So just follow along over here. Go-to fruit, I love some pineapple. Some people enjoy putting it in their smoothie. It depends really what season it is too. You want to, a lot of people like to grab what's in season. I like to grab my mixed berries for my breakfasts, or for after my workouts. I grab the frozen berries. We have, oranges. We have pears. Your classic go-tos, whatever you really want to have. Just make sure that you do realize that we are trying to stick to more vegetables than fruits. We're heading over. As you can see, you got some grapes, another great option. I always like to grab some strawberries, some apples. We have blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, like I said, watermelon, another great, source. Over here we have tomatoes and cucumbers, so I really like to grab those as well. Avocados, another great thing. Now, thing is about avocados, I like to use these for multiple different things, okay? Now, avocados are a healthy fat, okay? So the thing to know about your healthy fats is that, yes, it's healthy, but it is still a fat, so be careful with how much you're having throughout the day, okay? I'll go into actually different things that I do with my avocados, but I like to throw them on salads, on a sandwich, even on your hamburger. You can make your homemade guacamole, which is great. So just beware that it is healthy, but it is still a fat, so be mindful. Now, if you guys find that you just don't have the time to cut up your vegetables, they have pre-cut up stuff, okay? Now do watch that, they usually come with dips. So try to, stay away from those dips that they do come with. But that's a quick and easy option for you. You really don't have an excuse. If you don't have time to cut it up, then that's fine. Grab something. And grabbing something like this for lunch when you haven't prepared, rather than going through the Tim Hortons or the McDonald's, drive-through, that's just as quick as going through that drive-through. Running in the grocery store, it's already done. Grab some cottage cheese because, obviously a vegetable with your meal, and then you want to have a protein. And I'll talk about some quick and easy proteins as well. But, like I said, the trouble always happens when people don't plan, and obviously, your number one thing to, avoid that is to plan. But the thing is that if you're in a rush, think about quick and easy options. And like I said, this is just as quick to grab something like this over, going through the Tim Hortons drive-through or the McDonald's drive-through, and that's where you fall into the temptations of eating the unhealthy options, okay? So the main thing that I want you to get across is, healthy food options in their, the least processed foods is what you're kind of focusing on when it comes to clean eating, okay? So you got some tomatoes. I love grabbing zucchinis. I love throwing them into my stir fries. Like I said, those are my go-to all the time. A whole bunch of different vegetables because they're already cut up. Honestly, I can make a meal in, 5 minutes. Throw it on, let it saute a bit. Got that protein. We have romaine lettuce. I love making Cobb salads. We can head right over there because that's where the celery is as well. So like I said, romaine, and then we have some celery, some more carrots over there. Many other, leeks and stuff like that. Those are great for making homemade soups. I'm not going to get into too much of that, but another great source. I just want to stick to the basics today. Again, spinach is a great source. It's your most ideal lettuce option, and I usually just grab one of the big tins. A lot of people ask me, okay, Nadine, what about organic? Should I be purchasing organic options? For me personally, you could fight either way in terms of the organic topic. I just buy what works for your budget. If organic works for your budget, sure. I don't necessarily personally think that it's totally necessary. Like I said, it could go either way in terms of the research. Some people prefer to stick with organic, well then fine. But just start off with making sure that you're eating clean products. And if you really feel that organic's the way that works for your budget, then go ahead with that, okay? That is a common question that I'll get. So again, quick and easy options here at Sobeys that, they're all cut up for you. So you really don't have any excuse. These are going to be more expensive than, cutting up yourself, but it's available to you, okay, for those times that you're rushing around. They have great salads that are pre-made for you. It always comes down to, making sure that you have a good source of protein, you got a bunch of vegetables, and that's what should be on your plate at the end of the day. So more vegetables and fruit, just to recap, make sure that you're constantly eating different types, okay? So you don't get bored. You got your broccoli, your cauliflower, your cucumbers, your carrots, different colors, different types constantly, so you get different nutrients from different vegetables. More vegetables and fruit. Fruit does have a lot of natural sugars in it, so try to keep it till after your workout, okay? That's pretty much it for the vegetable section. Eat clean, least processed items. They're great snack options for throughout the day. Cut them up, take the 10, 15, 20 minutes to cut up for Monday to Wednesday, and then cut up the rest from Wednesday for your Sunday. 10, 15 minutes, okay? Cut those up just to prepare, and then it's ready for you. And you can be, if it's cut up, it's not gonna go bad in your fridge, and it's there and available to you, therefore you're probably gonna eat it. Okay, guys? So we're gonna head over to the protein section next. I'll see you over there.
My name is Valerie, and I was at the point where I couldn't even walk up a set of stairs without breathing heavy, and it was embarrassing. And so I wanted to get fit, and I was working towards children, and I needed to get healthy for them. So now I have a 1-year-old and I can chase after him even though he is super busy. It's not scary. It is super like happy environment. You go in, everybody is just there to work out, have fun, and get healthy.
Hey guys, all right, so we are currently in the fish section, so we are going to cover protein now. So the important thing about protein is, obviously again, lean meats, okay? So fish is a very important thing to make sure that you're putting in your diet, okay? Some people might say, I'm not really a big fish eater. There's many different options. Salmon's a really big go-to for me. Tilapia, ideally, you want to try to go for the free range, okay? A little bit less of the farmed. It's a little bit harder to find that in our smaller communities, unfortunately, so I might stock up when I go to the cities. So just think about that. When they're farmed, it's not quite as healthy. So try to stick to different types of fish throughout the week. It's very important to make sure that you're getting that because we get lots of nutrients and omegas from our fish. So if you do not have a lot of fish, try thinking about having some fish oil throughout the week. And if you have any questions about that, don't hesitate to ask us at the end of the session, and I can give you some tips on what that all involves. So we're just going to head over to the red meats and the chickens over here. So just follow along. So it's important to make sure that when you are, having your meals, you want to make sure that you're having a protein with your meals, obviously, as I said many, many times. I try to limit my red meats as much as possible, but it is an option for you. Try to stick to the leanest meats that you can. A great thing about some of the protein sections here is that they do have some stuff done up for you. Just watch some of the pre-marinated stuff, as it could involve a lot of sodium and a lot of extra sauces than what you would normally put on. So I like to just keep it plain and throw on what I can control when it comes to my meats. So again, try to stick to your lean meats. So you have medium. I usually stick to the extra lean when I go for my hamburger, if I'm having my hamburger. Other than that, like I said, I try to stick to as much fishes, and chicken is a common go-to for myself, and I know for many other of my members as well. And you can do chicken in many different ways. So we're actually heading over to that section. So, you can do it in many different ways. On the barbecue, do it in strips for your stir fries that I love so much. But just make sure you're having lean, meats, and obviously, not deep fried, watch what you're putting on it, not battered. That's usually where a lot of people, struggle with, and those are just, the added fats. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the dairy section, which will give you some other protein options other than just your meats. All right, so I'll see you over there. All right, guys, we are over in the dairy section now, still talking about protein. So while I was heading over here, I actually grabbed a couple things. I grabbed some eggs. So eggs are a big one for me, great source of protein and a great snack because you can just hard boil some up and they're in the fridge available for you, okay? I usually stick to omega-3. Eggs are, a common one, and grew up on an egg farm, so I gotta promote those eggs. All right, the next one, a common great snack for me that I always have on hand, cottage cheese. I usually stick to the fat-free, so just a tip for that. Great snack. It's a great source of protein, especially after my workout. I'll definitely make sure that I'm having some of that. All right, skim milk. Milk is a fattier option, but I try to stick to skim milk. I'll always have it on hand if I want to stick some in my coffee. A lot of people need to have their coffee in the morning or during the day. So coffee, it's not a horrible thing. It's what people are putting in it. When they're saying that they're having a large, double-double, try to, slowly wean off the sugar and try to stick to, skim milk rather than the cream. It's just pure fat, okay? A couple other things just to note for the actual protein source, Greek yogurt. Now, some people kind of ask me, well, what's the big deal with Greek yogurt? Well, Greek yogurt actually is a good source of protein, so that's why we're sticking to it. Now, whenever I'm buying yogurt or Greek yogurt, I always go for the plain, okay? So as you can see, you see wild blueberry, you see, all these, different strawberry, all these different types. I always stick to the plain and then I throw in my own, okay? So as you can see, I stick to just the plain, it's 0%, and then you can throw in whatever else that you want. If throw in your blueberries, throw in your strawberries, then I know that it's not filled with a lot of sugar, because that's usually what, these types of, blueberry and strawberry types are. They're just, sugar that they're, throwing in for the blueberry taste. So a lot of people are asked, well, what kind? Doesn't really matter. Just stick to a plain, like I said, and you'll get a good source of protein. You can throw that in shakes in the morning. You can throw that, with, some fruit for a mid-afternoon snack or a mid-morning snack. A great source, okay? Other than that, all these other different types of things and throughout the rest of the grocery store as well, you've got to be really mindful. And this just came to my mind while we were walking over here from the meat section is, you see all of these packaged foods, guys, like you got your fries, you got your, battered chicken, you got your chicken fingers, I noticed on my way over here. These are all processed foods. Okay, stay away from them. I grabbed some sweet potatoes when I was over here. Or actually heading over here. Sweet potatoes are a great potato that I'll have and make some excellent sweet potato fries. Healthier version than your white potato or other potatoes. So try those, you can do them any way that you want, just like any other potato, mashed sweet potatoes, or cut them up in fries. Throw a little bit of Mrs. Dash on it, and we'll talk about that a little bit in the episode that we prepare. I'll prepare some foods for you that I'm actually having. Other than that, just note, I know a big thing for one of my many of my members is that, as you're eating clean, I need to keep the unhealthy, processed foods out of my house, because I know that if it's in my house, I will eat it. So, do your regular routine in terms of what you're purchasing. Make sure that you're going by what's on your list, because you already have planned your meals, and so then what you're going to be actually purchasing is what's already planned. So then you're not going off track. You're on track as to, okay, I'm making this, and this for the rest of the week, and then I'm going to go and purchase it. Because then, you know that it's clean, because you've already planned the meals to prepare for a protein, a veg, and a healthy fat for when you're actually having your meals. Okay? Other than that, we are going to go over to a couple other sections of the grocery store and cover a couple other common questions that I get when it comes to, going to the grocery store. Okay, so I'll see you when you get back.
I'm Tina Pokrivka. I've been part of the boot camp family, Fit Body Boot Camp family, for about 5.5 months. I'm happy to say that I've lost 43 pounds, and my goal that I had set was 50 pounds in a year. I was actually very skeptical to join Fit Body Boot Camp because I was afraid that I couldn't do it. But when I did come in, and the trainers were able to show me how to modify it, I eventually got stronger and more confident, and I try to come every day. I had been to the doctors in early May and found out that I was told I had high blood pressure and I had to do something about my weight, and there was no way I was going to go on medication for high blood pressure. I'm a nurse, I work in community with people, long hours, a lot of shift work. I hadn't done anything prior to boot camp. Tried working out at other facilities, didn't work for me. The times, the motivation wasn't there. I've toned up, I've lost the weight like I said, I'm stronger, I feel better as a person, and I get through my day a lot better.
I'm Robin Ross. I joined boot camp in July. I'd always heard my friends talking about it. I'd see them going to boot camp, they'd talk about it, and they were looking great. But my biggest thing was, I can't do that. I'd come in and I'd say, I can't. It was all me, not them, because they're all there going, you can do anything, you can do it, you can get up there, you can. So the motivation from them turned me around. I've had a heart attack, a stroke, I have a pacemaker, I have a Teflon patch in my heart, I've had several heart procedures. My feet are falling apart. I've had one reconstructed and the other one I'm on a waiting list to get it done. So really, come out and do this. You can do it because I can. I'm getting stronger, I'm feeling better. You have to come out and try. They're here to help you.
Hey guys, welcome back. We are currently in the bread aisle now, okay? So usually when it comes to grains, always, whenever you're having it, whole wheat, whole grain, okay? Very important. Okay, so I try to keep my simple carbs or, you know, like the breads, the pastas, the rices, those type of things to after my workout, okay? I still let you guys have it, you know, you gotta live a little, but make sure it's only whole grain or whole wheat, absolutely 100%. Okay, so I try to keep it to after my workout. I grabbed some here, you know, it doesn't matter too much. You know, there are some better options, like I've heard of Ezekiel bread. It's a sprouted grain bread, but just make sure that it's whole grain or whole wheat. Try to keep your grains to a bare minimum. You know, they're just kind of empty calories and they're not really beneficial for you. All right, while we're actually here, as you can see right across the aisle, we have some wonderful other food options here. These are actually your common things that I often find what people are eating on their work days. I'm just going to grab one of the common things here. We have good old, and I'm just going to grab one random one, Michelini's. You know, frozen meals. I remember, you know, I know how many people just grab these and eat them throughout the day because it's something that they pull out of the freezer and they take to work. Like, if you just look at the sodium alone, it's 1,110 milligrams, okay? So that's 46% of that. That's just like the sodium alone, all right? And let alone all the other, you know, the calories and stuff like that. And, you know, we're not getting much, you know, beneficial. This is a pad thai, not that it matters, but, you know, it's just, it's mind-blowing. Like that sodium, you're supposed to be looking at something from 0 to like, you know, 400 milligrams per serving. So that's pretty mind-blowing. So like I said, this is, you know, people are grabbing this because it's quick and easy. I already told you, you know, you're already gonna have your vegetables cut up, but if you don't, you know, like I said, grab something that's already cut up. So your vegetables, all right? And then if you have leftovers from the night before, that's great too, but since you're eating something healthy last night anyways, you have your protein and your vegetables already. So stop sticking to these, you know, it's just crap. It really is. It's unhealthy and it's just gonna make you feel, you know, just blah throughout the day, you know. You're gonna overshoot your metabolism and your blood sugars, so it's just going to shoot it up, insulin kicks in, and it's just, you know, bad news overall. So stick to the least processed items. Some other things that I do want to, you know, go over to the other parts of the grocery store, and we're going to talk about some sauces. But before we head over there, I did grab some of the frozen berries that I talked about a little bit earlier in the show. This is my go-to. I'll always have this in my freezer, you know, so I can throw that on, you know, whatever I want, you know, the Greek yogurt or in a shake if I want some morning as well. So always have some mixed berries on hand, especially if they're not in season. This is what I'll be usually having throughout the winter times. All right, so we'll head over to a couple other sections. So I'll see you over there, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. So we have wandered over. We're in the dressing section right now. But while we were heading over there, I grabbed some goodies. So check out what I put in my grocery cart here. So first things first, a great breakfast. A lot of people ask me, well, what do you have for breakfast? I always stick to my rolled oats or my steel cut oats, okay? Doesn't matter really on the brand. I just saw this one first. So steel cut oats, it's your least processed type of oatmeal. So it does take a little while to make. I'm not going to lie about that one. But I usually make it at night, okay? I make a bunch at night and I'll put them in different containers, stick them in the fridge, and then I'll microwave them in the morning, you know, put a little water in them just, you know, get them a little bit loosened up, and then it's there and ready for you, and it's a healthier option. Put some Greek yogurt to the side of it with some fruit, or just put some fruit onto it. That's a great option for a less processed breakfast in comparison to, I tell people, have oatmeal. That's a great option. And when you stick to something like the maple and brown sugar, that's full of pure sugar. So we are not going to take this one. We're going to stick to more like a rolled oat, steel cut oats. Okay, so take a look for that. I also grabbed some coconut oil. Coconut oil is a great option for cooking. Olive oil, your virgin olive oil is also a great option, but this is definitely a great alternative for you in terms of that. So take a look at that. Great option for your cooking. Now, in terms of your other breakfasts, I often hear a lot of people that are having cereal. Okay, a cereal, again, guys, when you are trying to eat clean, you're trying to stay away from your processed meals. So no harsh on Honey Nut Cheerios. I had it growing up by all means, and it's delicious, but you're looking for least processed, okay? So get rid of the cereals. And I often hear people, I want to have those types of foods in the house for my children. Now, here's my take on that one. Now, when your children are seeing that, you want to make a healthy lifestyle change, you want to make sure that, you're showing them that it is important, not just for weight loss or fat loss, it's for feeling better, getting through the day with some energy and fueling your body properly. Just like you're driving that fancy car, you're only putting premium gas in that fancy car, just like your body, so that, they can perform better in school or sports or whatever, You want to make sure that you're not spending the time to make 2 meals. I often hear that. Make sure that, they can live a little just like their kids, treat them, once a week to something that maybe that they want. That's fine. But don't be, day in and day out eating these Michelinis and the Honey Nut Cheerios and the other crap that people usually have in their houses, okay? And it doesn't need to be expensive. Healthy eating doesn't need to be expensive. I often hear that as well. So please prepare, healthy food options for your children as well. Don't make those 2 meals. It's a whole, lifestyle change, and you guys got to do it together as a family. Okay, moving on. Another thing that I grabbed over here was almond butter. Great source in terms of a healthier option in comparison to something like, your smooth and, not healthy peanut butter. Your other option is like an all-natural peanut butter. This is the first one I saw, but it's just, look for it. A tip for your all-natural peanut butter, it kind of, separates the oil. So when you put it in the fridge, put it upside down. Okay, that's a great tip for you. Okay, so I'm grabbing my almond butter. All right, we are going to head over to the end of this aisle. We're going to be going with the dressings. Now, before I chat about the dressings, another great tip, because I know that we're going to be going past the mayonnaise. A lot of people love their mayonnaise. Try to stay away from it. It's fat. I always like my mustard, so that's a great sauce that you can be putting on your sandwiches or whatever you're having, like your hamburgers. Another great option in terms of when you're having like chicken salad or in your tuna or your egg salad, I like to mix Greek yogurt with my tuna if I want a tuna salad sandwich, if I'm having a sandwich, for example, or on top of a salad. Instead of, mayonnaise with your egg salad, another, like I said, plain Greek yogurt. It's a healthier option, done deal, and same with like a chicken salad, mix some plain Greek yogurt, okay? It's a healthier food option that you can still have it. All right, when you're looking for your dressings, please make sure that when you're out and about, at restaurants and stuff like that, ask for a dressing on the side. You're looking for like a balsamic vinaigrette. Here's one right here. But just something that's light, and keep your dressings to a very bare minimum. Don't be having too much when it comes to covering your entire salad. So if you guys have any questions about our grocery store tour today, check us out on Facebook. Ask us any questions, because on the last episode we'll be answering all of our viewers' questions, and I'm super excited about that. So thanks again for listening on our grocery store tour here at Sobeys in Kincardine, and I'll see you next time. This is Nadine with Fitness and Fat Loss with Fit Body Boot Camp.